Live! Friday night, 8 o'clock. Hey, we're going to hand over to Robot to introduce the show.
Welcome to Transformers The Show 92. Tonight, Jamie will be a continuous rainbow of joy. Alexis will stay on topic. Andy's fridge will behave, and Paul will be an absolute legend. Join in the chat, yeah?
Thanks, Show Robot.
Faces of the people I see. All the time I see your reflection. All the time I see your reflection. It's okay to feel alone. It's okay to be alone. All the time I see your reflection. All the time I see your reflection. 'Cause when I'm with you, it seems so easy.
Yes, thanks, Show Robot. Welcome to the show. Tonight, we've got a discussion about who would be our favourite wrecker. We're going to put in a new wrecker. Plus, we've got our top 5 Seeker Moulds. We've got all the news. We've got a special Rohan. We've got loads of other features. But first of all, it is the news.
I dropped some TV, and now the news. Don't touch that dial.
Who's this man?
So we start off with we'll get the sad news out the way, which is Brian Goldner, who's the CEO of Hasbro, passed away this week. They haven't actually confirmed the cause of death, but apparently he has been involved in quite a long battle with cancer. But he was somebody who, from everything I've been reading online, was a part of the big push from about 2008 onwards to push all Hasbro brands, but Transformers was one of the leading ones that he recognized and wanted to push. And he's part of the reason why we got the films and the toy lines and everything else in the way that we did, because they invested in it and everything. So whatever you think of Hasbro and everything, it's still quite sad news, especially for his family and everything. So our condolences go out to him and his family. Then we get on to kind of toy news. And there hasn't been a hell of a lot this week. The Transformers Hall of Fame 2021 fan vote is up. So if you haven't been over and checked that out, go and have a look. And you get to vote for your favourite Beast Wars Season 1 character and your favourite War for Cybertron Kingdom figure. Cyclonus. Yes. Cyclonus. Anyway, so you can go and check that out and cast your votes. And let's see who we can get in there.
Could you give a message to that robot woman? I don't do rainbows.
I will message her. I will.
He does. He loves
see
it.
What she says.
This. Oh, now, did you have the video of this, Paul? Did we ever get round to something?
And I told you I would get it, and then
yeah, you did. That's why I mentioned it.
You're just a disappointment, Paul.
Sorry, we were grasping for news this week. Bit of a slow week for news.
Yeah,
so we've made it even slower. This was released. This has come out. And they've shown us the box for it. So there you go.
I think we'd seen the box before, though, hadn't we? Didn't we see the box before? So,
you sort of Hasbro, didn't we? Someone like it's ideal for those lazy people who are too busy to transform their toys.
Is it about...
Well, it's a slow week for news. Jamie, why don't you tell us a joke about Scotland? Ha ha, ha ha, I'm laughing already.
Showbot.
Oh.
She's going to be...
Are we muted while she's talking, just out of interest?
Thanks for opening the racist door there, Paul. That was good.
Oh, God, don't do that.
Xenophobia, actually.
Robocen Optimus Prime. There it is, 700 quid or whatever. Go buy it if you want it.
Pish.
Victory Saver, of course, met its targets and everything else it needed to. Over 22,000 backers. So it will be on its way for, I think they said, by the latest December of next year. So if you backed it, yay. And if you haven't backed it, I don't know what you do.
Is it bank accounts?
They've been charging bank accounts, yeah. I mean, they seem to be doing it in stages because some people have had them and some people haven't. But I think, Alexis, you're about to say, can you still buy it? I believe the answer is no Already, people are sticking them up on eBay. Obviously, what is it, 180? Already, people are sticking them up on eBay for like 300 plus.
I'll give you nicer fence rate, 600 fence rate.
I don't want it. I don't want it. I'm just wondering for our viewers. Who
I don't want it. I'm just wondering. But you want it. You know you
want
want it.
No, I do not. I do not
You
want
know
it.
You're breaking out the sweat. You're breaking out the sweat.
Anyway, that was basically the Hasbro mainline news. It's been really quite no leaks, no like snook out figure. Oh, tell a lie. There was a possible leak, wasn't there? Was it the Kingdom or Legacy Inferno figure from Beast Wars? There was a really blurry photo of it, but some people were saying it looked fake, and yeah, I don't know. Arafai, he commented on one of the photos that I saw of it, but yeah, I haven't got that, so I can't show you. But it was just a blurry photo of what may have been a Kingdom or Legacy version of Inferno. So world's greatest wrecker. Let's go with third-party news then, which was a little bit more plentiful, but still not huge. Although I loved this piece of news that was shared by our very own Paul Farrelly, I believe.
Oh, this was the news.
Look at this. I mean, this is what we're all after. Is this masterpiece? It looks masterpiece.
It depends. It's a compass, so that's its alt mode, is compass, and it turns into a transform. As I said, a slow week for news.
Maybe that's its name.
Oh, it's like a dangerous compass.
Yeah, you can do some damage with that.
Yeah.
So that looks
It's got
great.
a matrix that comes with
Does
it.
he have a name? Does he have a name? Does he have a name?
Yeah.
Compass. Radius. Anyway,
Radius.
Then
That's
we've
a
got-
good name, actually. Radius.
Planet X Cacus. That can't be how you pronounce that. Cacus? It sounds awful.
KKS it must be, surely.
Well, it's just
Why would you say
C-A-C-U-S.
this cac-
Casus?
cac-
Casus?
Jesus.
Jesus. Anyway, there he is, and he looks very interesting. And then there's a photo of a completely different toy because they all came in mixed up.
So that's Starscream and what's the triple changer? What's this called?
Blitzwing.
Blitzwing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Cyber Factory. This is up for order now. You can buy it for 130. Cyber Factory.
Starscream's
Grimlock.
the one with the wings up, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
because
you're
you
looking
didn't
at
put
the
any
differences.
marks on it like Paul asked.
We'll continue with Grimlock. When Grimlock comes back, we'll fill you in on the details of that one as well. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah,
Show
Grimlock will
box.
be back, and then he'll go, and then he'll come back again.
This is
There he is.
This
This is random news.
IDW stylized Grimlock, obviously. He's masterpiece. He's about 11 inches tall. Comes in at 130ish again. We're about 130 at the moment, aren't they?
I know it's
Yeah, everything
IDW
must-
stylized, but I don't like the head on it. It looks
got nice
more
teeth.
cartoony than
it
IDW
does,
style. It looks like he's asking for a Scooby snack or something. And then we're back to Starscream again. Look, he's pointing. He says, "Look, there's Cacus over there."
There you go. He goes.
I mean, that does look good.
Gavatron said, "I'd spaff on Games Master's face."
What a wonderful sentiment.
There is
Cadmus
other-
Desaurus. What's their version
Desaurus,
of Desaurus? Yeah. Desaurus? Desaurus? I can't remember what he's called. Bob,
Darius.
what's
Darius.
Yeah, Ben's Collectibles reviewed him, I think,
Yes.
yesterday.
And then back to Starscream again.
Who seems to be
Just
using the
shooting
Hasbro.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a
Hasbro.
Hasbro blast effect, isn't it?
Yeah.
Naughty.
No, it's the same as it's the
Back
same
to
as the
Grimlock.
Toy World. So as you can see,
It looks like he's
I
been
love you,
photoshopped.
Alexis.
It's,
Pretty
in
well
fact, it's been
scaled.
photoshopped into that. That's been photoshopped into that. It's not freaking real.
Is that actually the gun that comes with it, or is that nicked from
Another toy.
Studio 86 Grimlock? These are questions I need answers to immediately. And then we're back to Starscream. And this is what happens when all the photos get sent at once. Small groups. That does look very good, though. I mean, I'm not going to lie. That looks really good. Very accurate to kind of what we saw on the screen from what you could see on the screen.
It looks quite pointy, doesn't it? Much more pointy.
Very
than
pointy.
the screen, yeah.
Battlestar.
Not necessarily a present you'd buy for your child.
Or a young adult.
Oh, yeah.
in
Back
Cacus.
to-
Talk about Cacus, right? Cacus.
Scooby Grimlock.
His neck looks right. I like the neck. It looks right. You know. It's got a good neck.
Oh yeah, the detail on it's quite good. I don't like the hair.
It just looks like a kid's toy, doesn't it?
Right, how many more pictures
It's
are there?
basically
Can we
we're
just
just
go?
jumping.
And then,
Just
and then
jump
this
through
is
the
rear-
pictures.
Well, what do you mean? No. Whenever it's Galvatron or Star Saber, it's like you spend hours like falling over.
Alexis, please, for all that is good in the world, stay on topic.
Right, you've
What the
upset
fuck was
Robot
that?
Matt
You've
now.
upset the robot now.
Fuck was that?
Robot Matt.
Skynet is
Giving
pissed
you a
off with you.
warning.
Let's keep moving on.
Fucking map.
Anyway, there you go. They look very good. Whether you want the Starscream, the movie Starscream, or whether you want Cacus, they look good, and they're going to be probably quite expensive. But if you want them, buy them.
Rohan, you're not a young adult. You don't look at it anyway.
Cheaper than Star Saber.
Oh dear,
How do we get away from these pictures?
I have no idea.
death.
They're never ending.
I know he said loads. Look this. Look at
Oh, stop!
yeah.
Yay,
And we're on to
picture.
something else,
I used to just
which
pick one or
isn't
two
a transformer.
pictures.
But go on then.
Like, I think you guys fawned over Galvatron so much for so many weeks. Every week, so I was like, I'm just gonna put a load of photographs in.
And what's this again, Alexis?
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, I have no idea. I can't remember what it's called.
Well,
No,
I can't take this anymore.
Well,
I
that's
can't.
it. I'm out.
Quit the show.
it's MBK. MBK. If anyone remembers MBK, they did a knockoff version of Devastator, which was the Gravity Builder. Gravity Builder was yeah. So MBK is basically a 16-inch Devastator, which you can buy for about 70 quid. This is a man-size rifle. I think there's an image coming up later on somewhere in the lot.
Hang on, man
somewhere.
size.
Man size.
Is
So
that for a
there's
small
actually-
man or someone
What
of
does that
my
mean?
stature?
Well, the picture.
Have you,
so
used,
this-
have
this-
you gone to a new
so
scale from cats?
he-
Now I'm using humans.
I've got a man in.
he-
This is
He
Dave.
is.
Oh, right, it's because you got a man in for comparison.
Where's there? Stay on topic, bullshit, Matt. Right. Anyway,
I'll
this
find
guy
him.
here is about.
I
This guy
paid
here
a
is about
homeless
12.
man to come and do stale.
This guy here is about 12 inches and average.
See now.
And when he transforms into his rifle, it looks like a sniper rifle.
He did.
It's actually like almost like a Fortnite rifle. It's a man-sized toy. There you go.
So it's man size.
Man-sized.
It's cool.
Looks
It's
like a
really
Nerf
cool.
gun.
Yeah, well,
That's
that handle there which you hold, well, it's man.
Does it
The
work?
handle that you hold, you say?
Does it
The handles
fire
that you don't.
anything? Or is it just, disappointing?
Rainbows, Jamie. It fires rainbows.
Rainbows of
mate.
disappointment.
Rainbows.
And now it's
Oh.
Devastator.
This is I was flicking through some pages and I saw this. And apparently, this is a brand new company. Vitron, is it? Vitron, yeah, Vitron, and they're doing a masterpiece, tune accurate Devastator that stands at around 20 inches. Comes out next year. There is no more information. I'm sure there probably is if you Googled it, but for us,
if you bothered to check, then yeah, sure, you could find things out about it.
but if anyone in the chat wants to just fill us in and just drop me a text,
If
I'll
anyone
let
in
you know
chat
later.
would like to be a third party expert,
Yeah.
please apply.
We're looking for a new one. I'm joking.
So,
And it's Vectron
I-
Lab, isn't it? Vectron Lab says down here at the bottom.
Is it Vectron or is it Vitron? Is it Vectron? Is it
Well, it's
Vitron?
VECTRON, so that would be Vectron to me.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't see the actual image because the logo's over it.
Oh,
but
the
yes.
banner's in the way.
Is it?
That's
Oh,
right.
it is for you. It's not for me. Sorry. So there you go. It's
Okay.
Vectron Lab. Now you know.
There you go,
Pre-order
Vectron
summer
Lab.
2022.
So,
Oh, we're
again,
back to
as
that
the
gun
man-
again.
See, man size.
Starscream will
size.
pop up in a second.
God, I
It
hope
doesn't-
it doesn't.
Carcass again.
And then I think we have seen this before, but even if we haven't, Furai Flame Model Hot Rod thing, Rodimus IDW styled. So there you go.
Which looks really good.
Nice.
Looks really
It does
good.
look nice. It's it's a decent version of him. But I'm assuming
Lots of
non-transforming, right?
transforming.
It's not transforming,
Yeah.
is it? It's just
It's a
like
kit, a model kit.
so you're just going to buy it to be a statue on your desk, which is fine. I suppose some people don't transform their Transformers at all, so that would be perfect for
Fanstoys
them.
collectors.
A transform unicorn.
Is that true? Are we just dissing Fanstoys collectors for the sake of it?
there? He's not there.
What?
Anyway,
Have you transformed Unicorn back?
no, he's just moved him.
You just moved him out of the way.
He's just moved him.
there.
Couldn't
Pretty
handle the
confident of
balance.
that.
It's just there. My desk.
Right. Okay. So we will go over
That was
to
the
the
news.
pickups in a sec. But first, let's do Fanstoys Innuendo. We're talking about Fanstoys. Here it is. What is going on here? So, the name of this quick game is you have to guess what the Transformer was. I've replaced the picture. A picture of Alexis and a man.
Alexis wasn't
my
looking. He just-
God.
Oh, that's
So-
Braun Strowman, the
one of my-
wrestler as well.
That's one of my. That's me. Is that me?
That's one of your bros.
Hang on. I'm on
How
holiday.
did you get
see
those
the reflect-
photos?
Alexis
See
is the one on
reflection
the
in my
left with the
sunglasses.
sunglasses. That's Alexis.
See the reflection me holding my phone.
He's about to have
up.
a
Oh my
good
God.
time with the guy behind him.
Right. So, he's put my wife, my queen, my wife, my love.
My wife.
Can you guess who the Transformer is meant to be? I've replaced the
Fans-
Transformer.
I think I know who it is. I'll let
RC.
you guys guess first. Yes. Rouge.
No. Why do you think it's
What?
RC?
Female.
It's
So
a
like
Transformer.
Anyone
That's
that
the only one I know of that they do.
Anyone that they've
So-
done.
Do you not do
So far, Andy, you've said a hint.
I've said a hint.
Yeah.
Well, you said
Oh, that means-
RC.
I
and
said RC.
Nightbird, so
He's gone. He's
Before
gone
that.
cryptic. He's gone cryptic.
Before
You
that.
said, who is the guy?
a
Braun
wrestler in
Strowman.
Transformers.
Is that Macho Man Randy Savage?
Strong
No,
Arm.
it's Braun
This is
Strowman.
not-
Oh my god, you heathen!
Oh,
It's
Braun-
Braun
Andy's-
Strowman, who's actually not in WWE anymore.
What's
But
his first name?
That's a side issue. Braun. Oh, it's Braun.
Oh, it's Braun. Wrestling
because
pants.
he's in the whole Spartan. Yeah, right. Okay, loved it. That was actually quite clever.
I know. I thought that was one for you. Right. Cool. Okay. So
I'm
on to
amazed.
pickups.
I'm really amazed about that. Actually, super impressed, Paul.
Oh, thank you. I do try sometimes. Right. Pickups.
We now return to the Transformers.
Yes. What did you get this week? Who would like to go first?
I
Jamie.
called Braun first, actually. Just
Go on.
I just ignored.
Nobody heard
Okay.
you.
I'll go first.
So
I'll
said
go
it
first.
before times.
He's still shit out rainbows from the last one. I'll go first. Nothing.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh my god.
We weren't talking about the content of your heart. We were asking you, did you get any Transformers this week?
Pretty sure I got nothing.
Pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure.
See, I knew it. I'm pretty
Stop
sure.
looking
So
round.
much stuff. Wait for it.
remember-
He's twitching. He's twitching.
Do you remember when we first started the show almost 2 years ago, and it come to pickups, and he was going, and he got like 10 pickups, and after like the fourth show, we were like, "Are they actually pickups, or are they just your collection?"
I've
And you were
had them
like,
for a
"Yeah,
year
they're
and a
just
half.
No.
He thought we
I
meant.
haven't got them from the
Oh,
box.
he picked
I've
them
got
up.
them.
That's what he thought we meant.
Like that. You no one will ever know because those ones don't air.
This is going to be such a quick show tonight at this rate.
Go
who's
on,
going?
Jamie.
Jamie, go on.
I got this week from the Hasbro sale. I got Bumblebee first.
Cool.
You know, so it's pretty much similar to the Star Scheme. Obviously, you've got they've made it a sort of like a cone head, but not a cone head, which is the kind of homage to the first from G1, which is quite cool. And although the wings are displayed up here in the box, they like to have the wings displayed down, you know, to make a little bit more differences against the Starscream. But yeah, so I just got this an hour ago, delivered by Yodel. Got it for like 26 quid because Hasbro Pulse were doing 20% off and then 25% off the chosen ones, premium members. And so that was quite a good deal, especially if you were a chosen one, premium member.
You're just going to keep saying that. Chosen one. We should change his banner to the chosen one.
You got free postage. So yes, I did wait for the last 5 minutes before the sale ended, just so I really wasn't sure about it. But I thought, you know what, I owe myself this. You know, I deserve it, so I went and got it.
Sorry, I shouldn't laugh at that, should I?
You did come onto the show earlier going, "Oh, my arm's tired from playing Xbox too much today."
Yeah, it's been such a tough day, said Jamie.
You've earned that.
Really mash those buttons. That isn't the colouring though, and part of the design based off the Armada thrust as well, because he had like a kind of cone head as well,
But
and the
okay,
colouring is the Armada thrust.
I heard that in a review because I watched Imago's review before deciding, because I always like to watch a review before making my final decision. So yeah, but you know, the coloring's quite good and unique, and I think with the thing when it comes to the movie bots, what I like about them is I have fun transforming them. You know, where the G1 bots or the ones based on G1, I sometimes get panicky because if it's like a little scratch or you know something's not right, I get really annoyed because I like to take the photos. But when it comes to the sort of like movie bots, because I really don't take photos of them, I just really enjoy the figure, so I get to mess around and I'm not so worried about how it looks. So I quite like them, and I don't get all the movie bots. I don't like the Devastator thing. I think that's awful. But I like, you know, some of the, you know, Seeker's representation. I like some of the Bumblebee versions to do. Not all of them, because some of them are horrendous. But, you know, I do like them, and I think the transformations are really clever and really nice. And I think the alt modes, you know, when done, are sublime.
I've got my eye on that one, so you'll have to let me know what it's like, how good it actually is, and if there's any improvements on the Starscream and the. You've got the Blitzwing as well, haven't you?
Yes, I've got all three of them now, so I'm quite
There you
pleased
go.
with that.
Do you want me to go next, Paul? Unless,
Yeah,
sorry, Jamie. You haven't got anything else?
That's all I've got.
I just this week arrived this week, and I want to. Oh, hang on. I wanted to thank the person I got it from, and then Alexis made me try and find something that we needed for the show. So I came out of the thing I was bloody looking at, and there we are. So I would like to thank Graham from the pages for sorting out my Generations Brainstorm, my Thrilling 31, and nice to have him back. He normally living now on my shelf with my Lost Light type bots, my MMC stuff, and yeah, he's a really good bot. I really like him, and he's in good condition as well. But that's the only thing this week. Oh no, well I did get another pickup, but it's this. My wife bought me a Newcastle shirt to celebrate the sale of our club to someone else. And so she felt she was all right to invest money into.
They're the richest club in the world now.
Some might mention that, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't, because I'm not the kind of person to bring up the fact that we are allegedly the richest club in the world.
Are you saying that privileged member premium? Jamie Phillip.
Whether am I a privileged member of the richest club in the world? Perhaps. Am I a chosen one? No, not like Jamie. Jamie is still the chosen one.
No one's like.
But yes, so thank you very much for my wife and my shirt. It's
nice to get one
like
of the final shirts before the blood of the innocents entwined within it. It's good.
Don't start with all that nonsense.
No, it's not.
Seriously.
Not I'm just, you know, for me, and I'm really happy because I've always loved Newcastle. They've always been a team that I admire. But it's just nice to, as an Arsenal fan, to be one of the last true football clubs when we were the Invincibles. From the golden, what will be
you're owned by an American, so
the golden era of football, which was spoilt between Chelsea and.
But don't you think it adds flavour knowing that some people have suffered for that Newcastle money? You know, it's like coffee. You know, the coffee tastes better when you know it's been.
This is a whole other podcast, Jamie. A
in
whole
South
other
America.
podcast.
You know, you can taste almost the blood
Seriously.
and sweat and tears. The tears of young children. and that
Technically, Andy, you didn't have to bring it up. You didn't have to bring it up.
Yep,
I really did.
true. Right, moving
I'd be
on.
more concerned if I had any real football fans here, apart from Paul.
My pickups on Transformers the show.
He's an Arsenal fan.
I got
I've had a season ticket.
got Star Wars: Return of the Jedi.
Sorry.
Start again, Paul. Start again. We won't talk over you next time.
Oh, shut up, Arify. Star Wars: Return of the Jedi, Black Series, Boba Fett, which I do have Boba Fett, but this one was apparently the best one, the best version of Boba Fett you can get. And my brother Peter bought it for me. I didn't realise it turned up in the post today. So thank you, Peter. That was awesome. And you also got me, which if you're collecting all the Mandalorians, you kind of need Jango Fett to go with it. So, and again, he was one I was going to buy. I haven't got around to it yet, but Peter bought it for me. So it's very nice of you, my brother. Thank you very much. And that was my pickups
I've got
for
a
this
question.
week.
See, for the Mandalorian figure, does any of them come with the helmet where they can take off and you can see
Yeah.
behind the Mandalorian?
Yeah. So the one upstairs, I don't know if that one does. I definitely that one does. No, that's Boba Fett. But the upstairs Mandalorian one, you can take the helmet off. It's really clever because I would think because it looks the same as the one where you can't take the helmet off. So I thought taking the helmet off, the helmet would either be really shit or his head would be really small, like ridiculous. They've done a really good job. The head looks fine.
You can do it with Bo-Katan, can't you?
Drink. Yeah, Bo-Katan does it. And I can't remember the name, the other one from those blue Mandalorians.
Because that's like with the Snake Eyes figure, they've got something like that for the Snake Eyes maybe origin, but you've got to take the whole fucking head off. They don't get the helmet, and then you got to put on the human head. So
right.
that's quite cool what they've done there. Then
Yeah, no, it's very, very clever how they've done it, and it's a decent helmet.
Is there anything else that you're while we're talking about it, is there anything else that you're looking for as a rare item potentially that if anyone sees out there, they can ping the show, let you know?
No, and because I'm a dick, like one of the first things I do when I get into collecting something, I look for the rarest thing first, because like that sets the standard. If you were going to collect like a lot of things, you'd think, well, you'd want that one first, or is it out of? Like if I was going for a complete NES US collection, I wouldn't, because I know stadium events is worth like 40 or 50 grand, and I'm never gonna ever get that. So I wouldn't get a complete NES collection ever. But I might pick up games that I like. So those sort of things. There are rare Black Series, but I'm only collecting like the Mandalorian, the Mandos, and the Boba Fett's of the world. So there's nothing mega rare. But in the Black Series, all the figures, there are some which are really, really rare. Some of the SDCC ones can go for quite a lot of money, but I'm not going to collect those, so that is fine. Right, we've got a new feature this week, which is Alexis Meets the Stars. So each week, we send Alexis off. Don't worry about this.
No, we did.
We did. You'll remember this when I play it. To meet the stars. So this week, Alexis met Mark Wahlberg, who you might remember from Dark of the Moon. Take it away, Alexis.
Having some difficulty with this.
You know, I think,
It seems pretty self-explanatory.
you know,
But if Paul's watching this, then I'm doing this totally hard pamper for him. I say totally hard pamper.
yeah, so, you know, but,
What did I say? Maybe I had it. That was alright. Start with. That was the correct. So let's go.
it all starts to go sideways from there.
Really so.
And he's just a sweet, funny guy. He's really talented, and, you know, people enjoy watching us together, so it's cool.
That's great, Alexis. I think that's probably your best one so far of all your interviews.
I swear.
For a split second.
I swear, if you
I
put
thought
that-
he was
if you make-
transforming it, actually transforming it, not just when he got
swear.
it out of the box and was putting the bits on.
He couldn't get
I
the
thought,
stand
oh
on
my
the
god,
mid,
it's the actual video of him
that-
transforming
he was
into
it for
Superman.
now.
If that gets more views than my actual video, I'm gonna just kill myself.
I'll post it separately. No, that was great. Great interview as well. He looked really engaged. Right, let's go on to Rohan's Corner. Or should I say, Rohan?
Thanks, Paul. Looking good tonight, sir. Next up is Ruhu Ohibinen.
We've been saying it wrong this whole time.
Can you not get to do a Rohan call? Can you get to do a Rohan call next week?
Yes, I can. So Rohan's Corner, a special one tonight. I don't know what it is, but I've been told to look forward to this. So over to you, Rohan.
Rohan gets naked.
Please. So handsome.
Again.
Yeah, what's up, everybody, and welcome to Feed Up Friday. I'm your host, as you know, Brian Bonbons, and today we're going to be discussing stuff that I think is really important to me. I have an opinion. My opinion counts. Yours doesn't. You don't have a YouTube channel. You suck. So, first up, we're going to be discussing my favorite figure of all time. This is the best fucking figure you've ever seen. You know, my opinion counts, yours doesn't. By the way, shout out to Alexis. Your first display was shit, your second display shitter. Anyway, this is Cyclonus. It's fucking awesome. Look how good the big bobblehead is on it. You know, look how the detail on this body is fucking fantastic. You know, this is the best fucking figure I've ever seen. I mean, look at this. Articulation. It's fucking brilliant. Doesn't fall apart or nothing. Anyway, so we're going to transform it. I don't normally do transformations on camera, but for you guys, I'm going to do it. And here it is transformed. I mean, this is fucking fantastic. This is the best Cyclonus I've ever seen. My opinion counts. Yours doesn't. Anyway, you know, Rohan's not here this evening. We've got him. He's tied up in the fucking corner. This is his punishment. He doesn't unbox his stuff. You know, I've come round. I'm going to unbox all of it. I'm going to play with it. I'm going to give an opinion on it, and it's going to count because my opinion is better than yours.
Throw hand. Hello and welcome back to Rohan's Corner, and thanks, Gav, for getting me out of that tight predicament.
That's no problem. It's a good job I was coming round today.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I've got him out the door.
Thank God for that.
Police are on their way. Yeah, he's done. Hi everyone. Today we're going to be discussing upgrade kits.
Gav's brought over a couple of his gems, and we're going to talk about how they improve the look of your bots.
So here we're looking at pure weapons kits. Obviously you've got a blade on Jetfire, weapons, shoulder missiles, and a replacement gun on Jazz, and a shit ton of missiles on
Tracks. It's interesting, isn't it? You need some big cannons for your bots.
Yeah, I mean, I think with the case of some of these weapons kits, and then we've got the Centurion drone pack laid out in front of them. Centurion drone pack, gave us weapons that really should have come with the bots in the first place. And in the case of some of these kits, they're making the weapons far better than what the mainline was actually giving us.
Yeah.
And third party are actually able to chuck out something that's significantly better. I mean, in the case of the blade and the Jazz weapons, they are 3D printed, yet you really wouldn't know that the detail has been, that grain has been taken right out of them.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. The quality's fantastic. And I totally agree with you on the Centurion drone pack. One of the pieces I was really looking forward to was Ironhide's drill piece and Trailbreaker's radar dish, which I haven't got here. It's up on my Trailbreaker upstairs. And they just make the toy and show off those elements that we didn't get to see in the original toy or in the upgraded toy, if you like, but to give us that G1 aesthetic.
Well, the same goes with the Bumblebee
Exactly.
gun.
Yeah.
Bumblebee, when people could get it, I know you and I are lucky enough to be some of the ones that did, he just came with the basic, the weapon kit that came with Cliff Jumper, not a gun that represented anything that Bumblebee's seen with in the past.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's nice to have the Megatron gun and Shockwave gun for other bots to hold, and even the little Reflector and Soundwave figures are quite cool just to pose with other bits.
And Roller.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about Roller. How could you get the wrong Roller with your Earthrise Prime? You don't get a Roller.
No, I mean, there are other companies that have done, third-party companies that have made rollers.
Yeah.
There's some good ones out there. I think the one that came with the non-F
upgrade
kit for the trailer was pretty good, and there are some others. But actually, when you look at them compared to that little one in front of us here, I think the little one here, bar a little extra paint, on it, is actually perfect for it.
Spot on.
Now we're looking at gap fillers. I mean, the biggest thing with gap fillers is when they're worthwhile. There are some sets out there that are, filling in back gaps and pure back gaps only. And to be quite honest, who displays their bots with its backside shown to you? I don't. Well, maybe
it depends on if you're that sort of person.
Maybe if it's Shockwave, he's different. But no, in the main, gap fillers, where are they going to enhance the figure? I mean, we've got examples here. Galvatron,
yes, massive improvement.
Massive improvement indeed. Not just with the fillers for the thing that we will not mention, the shoulders. We've mentioned it, but he's got back fillers for the pins, and what Rohan hasn't got on his that I have got is actually some little fillers for the armholes.
Yeah, my bad. I haven't put them on.
Oh, he's got them. Looking here at Grapple, I mean, Grapple, Inferno, both of them have got similar sets available for them. I mean, fantastic figure in the main, but with those gap fillers on it, I would genuinely say that's made that a legitimate mini masterpiece.
Honestly, I think if I hadn't seen this in hand, which Gav brought over, I probably wouldn't have bought it. And looking at it now, when you look at it on paper, they just look like tiny little bits, and you think, oh, it's just a really small gap. But if you look at how well finished it now looks, without a single gap to be seen anywhere, it really does just finish the look of the bot.
Exactly. And then, final little show. The most small thing. We're looking at Soundwave. Yeah, this is the Netflix Soundwave. Rohan and I were discussing earlier, all it needed was they've done enough remolding on this thing anyway. It could have done with just that little bit more on the arm, but, one single arm filler, and it means that when you make the pose, the one that you want Soundwave to be doing, it doesn't have, that ugly little gap on his arm, which spoils it for me. If you've got him in a more static pose, equally good for Soundwave, it doesn't notice, but for that pose, it just makes it pop.
Definitely.
I mean, I'm fortunate enough with my little filler kits, those were actually in a, shiny metal. I have had those painted for me, just to tie it in with the figure that little bit more.
Good job they've done too.
Very good job. Thank you to the man that did that.
And then here we've got the one scene kits. I really like these because they help you to reenact that one scene that you memorize from either the movie or from the cartoon series, with Hot Rod and his blade used to chop off the tentacle of the robo squid, or when he's fixing Cup with the little welding torch, Jazz with his speakers from certain episodes of G1, and also with his hook from More Than Meets the Eye, Ironhide's drill, which I mentioned previously, one of my favourite scenes in More Than Meets the Eye, Cup with his Energon Goodie Bucks, which is iconic from the movie, and then the Trailbreaker's dish we mentioned previously as well. What do you think, Gav?
Yeah, I mean, there are others on there. I've got my personal Hot Rod, didn't bring it along today, has, and we were trying to remember what it's from,
yes,
has, where the blade is fixed, it has a full-on arm cannon. I mean, answers on the postcard to the usual address if anyone can actually identify where that one comes from. I mean, looking back at the weapons pack, Centurion Drone weapons pack, it has the cage for Ravage.
Yeah.
That one appearance, obviously third party have been fortunate enough to, give us some extras. Hasbro actually got their act together with, Hot Rod Cup. I mean, Cup himself as a figure is that one scene. The fact that they made him able to be popped apart, so so he can utter those words, "Fix me."
Very true.
And here we're looking at what we're going to just call pure upgrade kits. There's a slight anomaly in here, but we've got examples here of Wheeljack and Exhaust, both of which are actually sharing a gap filler kit upgrade on the lower legs, but with two different companies, different kits to give them a completely different look. Wheeljack's got a Go Better kit on him, whereas Exhaust is got a non-F kit attached to him. I mean, two bots that in their basic version are, yes, repaints with a head resculpt, but don't look drastically different from each other. But now with these upgrade kits on them, I've got a completely different, very unique look to them.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got the same Wheeljack kit as Gav, and I have to say that the bits that go into the lights, for example, make a huge difference in both the robot and alt modes, and some of the other bits that go on, like the wings and the shoulder cannon, just make the look for me.
And then we've got an example of Astro Train, the gap filler upgrade for the back of the space shuttle. Just fills in what shouldn't have needed to be filled in.
Yeah, totally agree with you. The weedy tail fin that you get with the original Astro Train figure is just shocking. If we just show it off here really quickly, we can see that if you were to display your Astro Train in that manner, it just looks unfinished, untidy, and very, very weedy, in my opinion.
Yeah. At the back, we've got what I'm going to call an upgrade kit in a roundabout
maybe an
version.
upgrade bot?
Upgrade bot, yeah, that would be the better example. The smaller of the two is Siege Ultra Magnus. The other one is a third-party, slightly oversized KO. The differences being with it, he's got instantly gap-filled
Shoulder
shoulder
pylons.
pads. There are gap filler kits out there that do that. He also has got proportionally longer thighs, mimicking pure upgrade kits that you can replace the White Prime legs, and they extend out for the armored mode or proper Ultra Magnus mode. This cost me, the larger one, I think it was just shy of 30 quid,
Yeah,
including postage.
Amazing. I mean, the quality is brilliant, and the die cast in there. This is the first time I've ever seen it in hand, and I have to say, the shine on the paint looks great. Who was it made by? BHF?
BPF.
BPF, yeah.
Yeah.
BPF.
I mean, I looked into. I was actually, the reason I got that was I was trying to find the leg extenders for my original one. I had gap fillers, Dr. Wu kit, absolutely brilliant. But I was trying to find the leg extenders, and the prices were shocking, ridiculous. Yeah. And then I realised I could basically sell my other Magnus on,
or your kidney,
but the oversized version. Get everything I wanted, gap fillers, leg extenders, all in one, with a little extra height.
And no battle damage.
No battle damage, bit of die cast, and still have some money left over to spend on more upgrade kits.
That's what it's all about.
And the beauty with, in my opinion, with that oversized Magnus, he now stands eye to eye with Grimlock. Eye to eye with Grimlock. That's how I wanted it.
Makes sense. And then we've got Cup.
Cup. Now, Cup's a special one. Yeah, Cup's a special one. On the left, we've got the original Hasbro melty face. On the right, a third-party company, unknown third party, found this one randomly online. Been keeping an eye on it and finally made the push and seemingly got the last one. I'm jammy like that sometimes.
You jammy dodger.
Yeah, but yeah, we've got a dead-eyed, despite light piping, Hasbro one with a face that is not my Cup.
Needs a facelift.
Yeah, needs a facelift. And yeah, we've got a completely, looks like Cup.
Yeah, with the blue eyes, it makes a big difference, and he doesn't look like he's totally drooping. Even the forehead just looks better and cleaner.
Yeah, looks just properly straight out of the cartoon. They did do another version of that thing with a cigar in his mouth, and I really wish I'd have got that one, but it had sold out.
If you find one, send it to Gav.
And this is where you go, I guess, slightly overboard. So we've got a couple of Cycloni, the original, and one that has had a lot of stuff put on it. It's got a third-party head for the IDW style, some shoulder pauldrons or whatever you want to call them, his samurai sword, and then I decided that wasn't enough, that he needed his hip skirts as well. Everything at the start, that's all available online, your typical suppliers for upgrade kits. The hip skirts are a unique 100% my custom only. I'm going to be getting this completely repainted at some point, the whole bot. Nothing on that will be anything other than a pure custom figure. I just love the look of IDW skirt, Cyclonus. Just absolutely fantastic. I have a little bit of a thing for alternate versions, so I decided to go completely overboard with that one.
I like to call him Crazy Face.
Yeah, and then we've got two examples of Optimus Primal / Nemesis Primal. Optimus Primal has been kitted out with Mutant Mask, his Skull Mace, and a little gap filler for the chest. And that kit actually came with some arm cannons and a connector for the blades, which I've decided to shove onto Nemesis Primal just to give him a different edge to the other bot. He's also got some additional gap fillers and extra pits from that, but that's an example where I've used one kit, 2 bots, and gone a little bit overboard on them, but created 2 very unique versions of the same mold. Although I'm now questioning myself that I need a pure Optimus Primal to go in with it. So if anyone's selling one, cheap, I might be considering getting an Optimus Primal just to have him in his absolute basic self.
Please contribute to our charity. Help Gav spend more on bots. Well, thanks for joining us on Rohan's Corner, Gav. It's been a great experience. What are your final thoughts on upgrade kits?
I think you've got to weigh up with upgrades kit. You've got to weigh up a sort of a cost versus what value it is to you.
And that personal touch.
I was thinking about Alexis showing off his Scorponok recently.
DNA designs.
DNA designs. Now for me, Scorponok himself, 130 quid, and you're talking about a similar cost in total to get all of those upgrade kits. That to me, that's a lot of outlay for just one bot.
That should have been that way in the first place.
Exactly. I'm happy with how mine looks. He's great. He looks menacing on the top of the shelf. Would I like the rest of it? Yes. Am I prepared to spend that kind of money on it?
No, it's too much. Yeah.
Having said that, if I was to tot up what I have spent on some bots, I would probably sit there and go, you're kidding yourself. You probably have spent that.
Don't tell the accountant.
No. The Cuphead, that wasn't cheap. For one single thing, I would say I probably spent more than the bot himself just to get ahead.
Oh dear. Let's keep that between you and other people. Well, it's been another exciting week here on Rohan's Corner. Join us again next week. Back to the studio.
All hail the Decepticons.
Hey boys, we've been rumbled. Well, let's bounce.
Yes, that was awesome. Don't do your All Hail the Decepticons, you weirdos. It's a kids show. Right, that was fucking awesome. Thank you. And Gav, so good to see your face on the show. Finally, that was absolutely brilliant. Thanks for doing that. Very funny and really interesting as well. The upgrade kits, loved that a lot. So, right, what's next? Well, we've got foreplay. Still makes me laugh. And we've got we're going to choose who we're going to add to the wreckers. And I am well excited about that discussion. But first of all, it is time for some foreplay with my man friends here. Let's go.
Lynn, these are sex people.
What do you mean?
They're sex swappers. Lynn, this is DEFCON 1. Look. Look. Don't make the same noise as them. They'll think you want to join in.
Every week it gets funnier. Sex people, Lynn. Right, so this week on foreplay, we've all chosen a Seeker each. So on foreplay, each one of us chooses a Transformer. We look into it, we show him, and we talk about it. And who would like to go first? Alexis.
And he's on mute, so
it's because he's laughing so much at my humour.
Sorry, I was opening a beverage and didn't wish to disturb Paul in full flow. And then Jamie left.
Jamie's left in protest. He always goes first. What do you mean, Alexis go first? That's it. Night over. I have got MP52 Takara.
Ah, nice. Let me feature you like Brian Boneface would.
So
Not me.
You can't even do it, can you? It's MP52 Starscream. I know not everyone likes him out the box. I had no issues with him, to be honest. Panther transformation. To be honest, I tried Thundercracker as well, and Thundercracker's joints were so much tighter, like in certain places. I had to just look up on a video, make sure I'm actually pushing things in the right direction, make sure I didn't break it. Because again, £200 figure, so don't want to get another one. So I took some photographs just to share my love of Starscream. And I think what was quite noticeable about him, I haven't transformed him in this because I don't have time today. I just ran out of time. You probably see me fucking about at the start of the show. I was doing photographs. But I think he just comes with a lot of accessories. Starscream specifically comes with a lot more than Thundercracker does. Comes with 5 head sculpts. Yeah, pretty sure it's 5 or 6 actually. Thundercracker comes up like 3. And then you get Megatron's gun and same blast effects, really. Interestingly, slightly different color blast effects, like the jets on Thundercracker are yellow compared to it. But I think overall, he just looks really modern. He's really rounded, really tuned.
So this is MP52.
MP52.
So and this is the latest masterpiece. Is it Takara?
Yes.
The latest one out. Can't show us your dirty pictures.
I took some pictures to just see if I can. There we go. Yep, that's right. So I think he's exceptionally posable. In a comparison to the sort of the last mold we had, which was, I mean, Make Toys was very posable. I just got frustrated with Make Toys that things used to pop off, like the cone in the back of the head. So anyway, that's not the one we're talking about. Anyway, so he is just. I'm just gonna. Oh, I'm clicking the wrong button here. So yeah, so the frustration everyone had was he came with one of every blast effect. But when you get Thundercracker, you get one of every blast effect, so you can double up on blast effects. So when it comes to, as you can see different head sculpts as well. So shouty face, and this was his smiley face, and this is his creepy face. So he always wants to get one of those with Megatron. Yeah, creepy face. So he does pretty dynamic poses. And he actually beats Megatron in his dreams. He got
How much does he cost?
He comes at so Thundercracker's at 180 and he is 200, 220. I think he was. His waist, like ab crunch, is a bit loose. I meant that, and on Thundercracker I do have one loose, like there's a flap thing which is loose, which doesn't affect it. Because again, it's part of his wing, which sort of pops behind here.
Why does that blast effect look like he's trying to blow up a balloon?
It's like it's powering up. It's like it's powering up. It's weird.
Yeah, it looks like a balloon.
So obviously you get the sprinkler effect, and you get the sort of almost like laser sword looking like ones, and then you get the
they look good.
Yeah, and then you get these, and you can put them on, as you said, on Megatron's gun, or on his null rays, or on his laser jets as well. And then he also has the "ooh, look at me" face, like "ooh, big boy," like his he's got carpet with his missiles there. He's got carpet bombs at the back as well. The wings open to have carpet bombs in jet mode. I don't know pictures of jet mode, can be asked. But there he is, just nonchalant. Everyone's favorite. Want to take over the world.
Tricky poo
squatting for a tricky poo. He and you touch of class, you.
He just sat there, cross-legged, enjoying the day.
Oh yeah, of Croydon.
That's it. And then here
he looks like he's trying to do the front cover of a rap album.
And here he is with his boys. So there we go. So I'll put these pictures up on Instagram and probably go on Twitter as well. So people can see. I think that's the last one. Yeah. So save the rest for a bit later. But yeah, that's me. So let me just stop sharing in seconds.
Yeah, I can do it.
So this is really good. So he's really cool. He's got lots of articulation, like the waist swim. Wait a minute.
People have been really rude in the chat tonight.
Wait a minute.
Touching cloth, more like.
Hang on. Waist. Oh, sorry. Wrong one. Here he is. Apologies. Sorry, got the wrong one there. This is actually defamation.
I can't tell if that was deliberate or if he's actually picked the wrong figure.
This is actually Defamation Space, which is about half the price.
People like two of them.
There's two of them. It's amazing. This one's a little bit Defamation Space.
Two figures.
Bigger.
Cool. Right. Who would like to go next?
You'll have to give me a minute. Sorry.
I said I'll remove you from the stream if you do 2.
I didn't do 2. I did 1. I just got the wrong one.
Christ!
It looks
right.
It
I'm
looks
not going to do my
similar.
job.
Next week.
Similar.
I look forward to
Oh.
our locking of intellectual battle next week.
I don't mind going next because I mind.
Brilliant! Go on then, mate.
But I need to share. I'd like to share, and by sharing, through the sharing, we will become better people. And other things that rhyme. So I'm going to go with a slightly random one.
Something to share.
I am going with the most wonderful Seeker of all time, which is Skywarp.
Oh, Cyclonus.
But Cyclonus indeed, eventually. But nope, I pressed the wrong thing. Hang on.
Skywarp's my favorite as well.
I think I just came out of it. But as a bit of to make it a bit more interesting, because we always go G1 because G1's the best. Blah, blah, blah. I thought I'd go with one that I haven't got, but I really would like to pick up, which is, there we go, back again, which is the Armada mold of Skywarp. Just because I did, back in the day, have the Armada Starscream, the blue one, which was sold over here and I think in America as Thundercracker, but in Japan was Starscream, because in the show it is Starscream. He changes colours and he goes on this quite interesting journey as a character and has this big heroic death, kind of heroic anyway. But the mold I really, really like. And apparently Skywarp's a little bit of a rarer one to pick up. There he is with his G1 self, looking all beautiful and Skywarpy. I mean, they're good size figures, and I like the Armada, Unicron trilogy figures. I like quite a few of them. I like the fact that they were big chunky bots. All right, the articulation wasn't always the best, but they were kind of bots that usually were built to last. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And I just love the look of this guy. And I like the fact that they obviously did them in all the Seeker colors. So you've got the Starscream / Thundercracker, and you've got Skywarp. And then the other interesting thing about it is that they actually redid these. I think these were for BotCon. Somebody in the chat will be able to tell me if I'm correct on that one. And so we had the Armada version of Starscream that came in the Generations line, but apparently we were able to get the other ones, or at least Skywarp, through BotCon. But it's a really, really rare and expensive figure. I saw somebody was selling all 3 of them for about £350-400 on eBay. Now I know that's eBay prices, but it just kind of goes to show the rarity of them. But one day I shall get both the Armada version and this version, because I just love the look of that mold. And I was thinking about it today because I knew we were doing this discussion about Seekers and everything, and I was trying to think, which is my favorite actual Seeker mold in terms of like the way the figure looks. And I love the G1 stuff, obviously, because I've got that emotional connection to it from childhood. But if then somebody said to me, well, what's your next favorite Seeker mold? I think I'd probably go with these Armada figures. There's just something about the look of them that I just think looks badass. Even the fin on top of his head and everything, the shark type fin. The only downside to this version of Skywarp is he didn't feature very much in very much Transformers media. I think he was in some of the Dreamwave comics, if my memory serves me correctly, and that's about it. Yeah, that would be my pick. Go on, sorry.
He does look like a hybrid of sort of like G1 and IDW, doesn't he? Like he's like
I kind of just like, they've kept elements of the G1, obviously, like the canopy chest and everything, and the colours, and there's something about it that just really appeals to me. And I've always liked the colours of Skywarp. I mean, we all have our favourites when it comes to Seekers in terms of like the coloration stuff, but Skywarp, even when I was a kid, was one of my favourites. And the only reason I had Skywarp as a kid was when I was about, I think, 9 or 10. My dad was a builder, and he went to do a job for a guy who apparently was a millionaire, so my dad told me anyway. And basically they were redoing this whole big house of his, and he was chucking a load of stuff, just chucking all this stuff in the skip, and it was a load of his kids' old toys that they didn't want anymore. And my dad spotted a Transformer in the skip, and the bloke said, "Oh, you can have it if you've got a kid and they think they'll play with it. We were just chucking it all." And it was G1 Skywarp. So Skywarp's always had a bit of an appeal to me because of that. And I've still got that figure, and I've got a reissue version, but I'd like this one as well at some point. There you go. That's about it, really. I won't take up any more of your time. Thanks for listening.
No, you're brilliant.
He's got beautiful colours. He is.
It's that black and purple is just there's something about it that just, I mean, black and purple.
I was gonna say it's a
works.
shame that you've just ruined it in your shirt. But apart from that, I'm so.
Don't you dare, boy! Don't you dare, you bloody Chelsea fan!
I'm not a fucking Chelsea fan.
Jamie, do you want to go next?
You're muted, Jamie.
Yeah, I couldn't. Sorry, I was coughing. I didn't want to interrupt your thing.
That's very kind of you. Thank you.
Because I'm dying in the background.
Yeah, just die quietly.
Yeah. Actually, I'd chosen Skywalk as well.
Ooh.
And basically, just to give you a sort of, a sort of picture to the face, there's your good old Skywarp. Skywarp who would become Cyclonus.
Yep.
Well,
So say
the Transformer who would become Cyclonus. Cyclonus, one of the coolest Decepticons ever, who came from Skywarp, who was also one of the coolest G1 Decepticons ever.
Truth.
I personally always liked Thundercracker as a kid because that was the toy I was given as Christmas, as a youngster. But I never actually got Skywarp, and I was always excited because the Skywarp just has awesome colours. The decor, the way it's streamlined. And the fact is, okay, with the air fry Skywarp, you lost waste. Was it waste swivel we lost? That great sacrifice, and probably stomach crunch, another great sacrifice we lost as well. But I know it's just a bigger mold or upscaled version of I think the Generations line. I think that was it's called. It's before I started to collect. But it was
classics,
awesome.
Wasn't it?
Yes, it was awesome. But the only thing I wish was there was a wheel it would come out, or an addition to that. And I remember someone actually photoshopped a wheel when they got their Skywarp, and I remember rushing to my Skywarp thinking maybe the wheel's here, and so I was like almost like me, Lynn, I think I might need to get the pliers out because I just can't get this moved. And it looks so sealed, it doesn't look like it would be a wheel. But I've seen this picture, and me, Lynn's going, Jamie, I don't think you want to do this. Trust me, Milan, I know what I'm doing when it comes to Transformers. But luckily enough, the guy made a post again to say, sorry, no, I'm sorry, it's photoshopped. It's not because other people have been making their Transformers trying to get this wheel down. But so there was Skywarp, an evil character with a good sense of humor, which is important when you're evil. You had to have,
He's evil, but you can have a laugh.
Yes, the kind of guy you would like to have a drink with, but then leave
before he kills you.
Yes,
for a laugh.
You don't want to stay there too long. But I don't know, when I see the Air Fries version, I almost wish that was the first one we got instead of the Terrajets versions. I mean, the Terrajets are nice, but basically it is like a case, and the characters like scrunched up. But just when you get this in hand, I mean, you just want to do the sound effects, don't you? And you can imagine the laser fire. You're pitching this in your head, and the fact it just looks so gorgeous from the top, maybe not so great from below, but then you just really don't care. You really don't care at that point, and it's like. And then improved on it in the Starscream one. The Starscream one, to me, I remember, was quite stiff. A lot of the tabs were quite hard to get into. By the time it came to like Skywalk and Thundercracker, a lot of those issues, well, at least in my versions, seem to be fixable. When it comes to quality control with Hasbro, is hit and miss, especially with the alternative versions of shoulders, alternative legs, and all that stuff they seem to come up with. But yeah, Skywarp, a fantastic, evil, twisted character. And if you're lucky to have both versions, Sage and Air Fries, then you have your waist swivel if you want. I tend to keep my Skywarp on the Siege version in robot form. But when it comes to the actual Pinnacle Skywarp, the Omega Skywarp, it's definitely going to be Air Fries. And it just looks beautiful. In fact, it's one of those figures where when you transform it, you just want to keep it in plain mode because it does look absolutely stunning in hand. It really does. That's me finished, Paul.
Excellent. Right, let's play a video.
Really, say? I help you today.
Who the fuck is this Autobot?
Yeah, it's my turn. So,
Paul,
for Mike.
you said you wouldn't show my record choice until the end.
Is it Wheelie? Is that your record choice? Oh, we are going to have some bants. Oh, you set Gail off. You set Gail off.
Pants.
Gail is not happy with your choice. We'll see. Les is all right. Les is fine.
Les loves it.
Oh, Amanda.
Ooh.
Right, okay. So for my choice, well, obviously I chose the only Seekers that I've got, which is New Age Seekers, but I have a lot of them. And I went for Hodar, which is the Black Knight one, which is, I believe, and I'm definitely not looking at TF Wiki, the second collector's edition e-hobby exclusive redeco available concurrently with the 2001 reissue of the original Generation 1 Starscream toy.
What I love there was you really hid the fact that you were reading that, Paul. It wasn't obvious at all.
It was almost. I think your robot reads better than you.
It was like magic.
It's like the news, but in Transformers. But let's look at him, because he does look good. And I think when you look at toys and you look at Transformers, especially, and when you go down to Seeker Moulds, it's easy to find lots of good-looking robots in their, not alt modes, in their robot modes. I mean, even I love the big Combiner Wars mold as well, where they're absolutely massive. So there's loads of good molds, but when you want to find a really, really good alt mode, which caters for a good robot mode and a good alt mode, I've always been absolutely in love with the New Age Seekers. They're not just one of the best Seekers, I think they're one of the best Transformers in my collection. And that is him. And look at the orange on his wing. Look at that orange. It's amazing. And the gold. And that's what he looks like. So he's a black version of Starscream. So it is Starscream. The e-hobby version. But such a beautiful, beautiful alt mode that he had to be my choice. Very little kibble underneath. That's it for me.
Does the crown come built into his head? Or?
No. The crown's like you get the whole kit. So you. One of them comes with Coronation Starscream. It's the same kit as that, but it's just been changed to fit around this bad boy.
Because you've got a thing for the Seeker mold as a whole, haven't you? Not just New Age. New Age is sort of like your pinnacle, but like you've always had a thing for Seekers in general, haven't you?
Yeah, I do like it. Them being in different colours.
Did you hear what I said? No. You can't take the photograph that, can you? Okay.
I was trying to do two things at once, which I can't do.
No, I said you've got a thing, Jimmy, for the Seeker mold. The Seekers are your that's your go-to, isn't it? As a, if you know, I think
I've only got one Seeker mold, which is the New Age one. I haven't got any others.
No, is it specifically New Age ones that are?
So you're wrong, Alexis.
You could be tempted with one of these bad boys then, like the Crimson Wing.
Any excuse to show your figures again, and
there we go. Generally, look at this guy's pretty clean.
Yeah, Paul, is that ask you a question?
Alexis's collection. Here we go.
No. Because again, if you could, because they're what? They're about 60 quid a pop, aren't they? Those ones. Those.
45.
That's my hot link. If there's another one.
Right. It's the chat's just we just
Starscream
into.
Here's Optimus, little one.
And there's Ape Face, and he's the best Seeker.
Oh, he's the worst Transformer. Right, let's finish off. Right, we're going to go round the houses. So, who would you choose to be your next wrecker? If you had to choose a Transformer in discussion, who would you choose to be your wrecker?
We now return to the Transformers.
Alexis, would you like to go first? Andy, would you like to go first?
Yeah, because I'm not showing any photos or anything. It's obviously got to be Warpath.
Good.
I mean, if anybody is built to be a wrecker, it's freaking Warpath. And not just because he was behind me. I could reach him. And I want to make that very clear before anybody casts any dispersions here. Warpath, clearly the best wrecker who's not actually a wrecker yet. He wants to follow his mate Inferno, the greatest of the wreckers. Far better than Springer. And he's perfect for it. I mean, he loves a battle. He likes to say kablamo and zowie and other weapon type things that sound like they're from a comic book. He turns into a tank. He likes to shoot stuff. He likes fighting. And he was on the shelf behind me. So yes, Warpath is clearly the best choice for the next official wrecker, and I will fight anyone who says different. But not right now.
I would agree with you if he didn't have just one gun. I would have probably, if I was you, I'd probably chosen something
It's
like
a
six
big
or
gun.
something.
It's a big
It's just one gun.
If only I'd chosen quick switch.
But Megatron has.
If you
but
pull out
one
quick
gun.
switch, Paul, I swear I'm going to slap you.
Right, so you got to have attitude, don't you? You got to have some guns. You got to be cool. You've got to be rocket hard. The only one who can be a wrecker, really, in the traditional sense, is Chrome Dome. He's so awesome. He's got so many guns. He turns into a car and you can run people over. He looks like a futuristic toy from the 80s. He's a headmaster, so you can just pull his head off if he wants to. I don't think that can be beaten. I'd say that beats Warpath. Great choice. Great choice.
Softland Chrome Dome. Come on.
Yeah, I love
You
them.
can't
I love,
put him in the wreckers. He'll start.
I love
crying
I
over
love
something.
Warpath's stories in IDW. They're really good.
Warpath is fine. Leave him alone.
Unlike Chrome Dome, who had hardly any time.
Who gets no coverage whatsoever.
So we'll ask the host at the end who he thinks won. But Jamie, who would you go with?
Well, my choice for a wrecker would be Daniel.
What?
If that's who I've decided to go for after some great thought and reflection.
Kick him out the chat.
Cool, that's great. Right.
I mean, I was only joking, but okay.
I came close with Willie,
No,
mate. You just
I want to hear this,
you crossed
Alexis.
the line. You crossed
I want
the
to
line.
hear this. What's the thinking here, Jamie? Go.
Well, I mean, obviously there's so many other characters you can come up with, but the whole point when you looked at the wreckers was the intelligence, the way they worked as a team, and the way they fought for each other. It wasn't just about how many guns they had. They had some iconic characters like Load Blaster, but he was an idiot who got himself killed in numerous episodes, so it didn't really work too well for him. And I know IDW kind of made the wreckers more of a hard-nailed death squad rather than an actual special unit that went in there to get the job done, which the original G1 Marvel was about. I mean, I think about the wreckers, I think about them in like the Transformers movie time, you know, after those events. How would the wreckers have changed? Who would be in that squad just now? And I think of like RC and the Headmasters, like you picked Chrome Dome. And I think when you think about teamwork and increasing that firepower, you know, the Headmasters would be an ideal option. I think you could pick most of the Headmasters and have them in the wreckers because they did become a fighting unit and a fighting enhanced unit, which worked better than one single robot did. So, and I would say almost the same for the Target Masters, although I don't think the Target Masters really had the same unison, the same working together as the Headmasters did. But I would especially say that for the Autobots, where they did work together, they wanted to work together, their skill sets complemented each other. With the Decepticon Headmasters, it was more like a conflict master and master and sub sort of like scenario, where when it came to the Autobots, it was more like teamwork and respecting each other's abilities. So, in all honesty, I would have thought Daniel or any of the Headmasters would make fantastic current wreckers.
Sorry,
after Transformers the movie.
Daniel with RC or just Daniel?
Yes, Daniel with RC.
Oh, okay.
Is that IDW RC or regular?
No, that would
movie
be
type RC?
regular G1, the purest.
Yeah, I mean they'd be dead in 5 seconds, but okay.
Not even.
Oh, somebody said in the chat, by the way, Bulkhead, but Bulkhead's already a wrecker, isn't he? Hasn't he been kind of, written into being a wrecker from Transformers Prime? So we were picking characters who aren't wreckers, who perhaps deserve to be wreckers. Is that you, Paul? I saw that little glance.
That's my son shouting.
There we go.
What's that?
Here we are.
Can I say hello to the show?
Of course, some people might have picked Inferno, but he's always been a wrecker. So there's
Exactly,
no need
the greatest of
to-
the wreckers, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
We all know that.
Okay. Say hi.
Say hello to the world.
Stay there. Right. Back, quick. Take the over.
Back out of the room.
Close the cupboard door.
He looks so confused. Cupboard.
Joking.
The cupboard. Be plenty of oxygen before you
More
go
for
in.
fence.
You've got work in the morning. Get to bed.
Yes.
Right, Alexis. Sorry, Jamie, you finished, sir.
Yes, I finished.
Brilliant. I was going to say good choice. It wasn't. Alexis,
Yeah.
if you looked round.
No. I picked Trailbreaker because I think Trailbreaker's the nuts. He's always been pretty much in the. Fuck off. I'm sorry, Daniel. You have no leg to stand.
Daniel's
on.
had more conversation fucking Trailbreaker's ever had.
I've got to be honest, it's not often that I side with Alexis.
Right. So, lost for words, Jamie. Lost for words for you.
Because you can't
Anyway.
even remember any episode
Was it-
Trailbreaker's been in. That's why.
Trailbreaker, your genuine choice, or like me, did you look round and see what's behind you?
You don't have a clue why you picked Trailbreaker. You have no idea. You don't even know a comic story he's been in. You just picked him up from random.
He's got a shield, and that's
So
about it.
it's his he saved the Autobots many times with his force field, right? In IDW and in G1. The original one, he said that when he picked up like a spark plug and there you go and Spike, he goes, I'm not built for speed, but I'm really tough, like, you know, straight away. So like, you know, and so he just held his own, right?
Straight from the wiki quote because it's right up there.
and carried on, right? He's got his force field, he's got his anti-gravity thing, he's got different things here, different things there. He's cool. He is.
Do you know
cool.
who he looks like?
He's a gone.
Desline him.
Desline. He's the spitting image.
Not even Desline him. Desline him. Fake Desline him.
Fake Desline. So this is my choice. I really like him. I was a fan of him. So I really liked him in. I was sad that he didn't continue. I thought he didn't get enough screen time. You're right, Jamie. He didn't get enough screen time. And I didn't like it when he wanted to change his name to Trail Cutter. I'm like Lost Light. I didn't think he was cool enough, right? Because he was cool. He did a lot of stuff, but people didn't appreciate him. That was the difference.
But that was, you understand that was false because of the Hasbro thing having to use Trail Cutter instead of Trailbreaker. That's why they wrote it into the story, right? You know that,
Yeah.
right? Of course you do.
If you go down a little bit further on the Wikipedia page, it
Keep
covers
scrolling.
that.
Keep reading that wiki.
Keep pretending you like this
No,
character.
no. I'm trying to do something on the fly, which isn't working.
Well, he's back.
Why are you sharing?
Oh no, shit! I'm
You're
trying to share,
panicking.
Thanks, Paul.
though. All right, right there.
all going
right,
wrong.
okay.
Ever since Jamie said Daniel for the Wreckers, and viewers have dropped.
Yeah.
People have just walked away and gone, nope.
So I tried.
I could be brown. I could be.
Right. Let me just, there it is. Okay. Right. Okay. No way. Right. Anyway. So share. Oh yeah. Share that screen. Okay. Fine. So I do have some other pictures.
Cool. Your
I was gonna
internet's really
share
good, by the way.
because is it shit at the moment?
You've gone
Sorry, because I was just doing a
Inferno!
Right. It's because Jamie said fucking Inferno earlier, right? So I put Inferno in.
Ah,
I thought I'd do a nice shot of Inferno.
you have done
I
a
thought
nice
that'd be
thing.
really good.
That's really
I
cool.
thought
It's a
I'd do
nice
thing
photo,
there,
yeah.
and exactly there.
Couldn't be bothered
And
to
then I did
transform
one-
Warpath, though.
No. That's why
Didn't
I
have
was
time.
Like, what is Warpath?
Has he ever been
Wasn't it ever?
transformed?
There you go. So if I do a couple of action shots there, and I do have one more as well because now what I was doing when you guys were fudging about over there, I thought I'd just get RC and I would put her into the picture, and if you give me about 20 seconds to talk yourself and just show a picture of the same image with all of our records on there, it's gonna go in again because I'm sharing
Down to
my
15
laptop,
viewers.
so it's like it.
I can play.
Drop it like
Yo,
that.
what's up, everybody, and welcome to Feed Up Friday.
Right, stop share and let's share.
Love Scully.
Share that one, and then share one last
As
picture,
you know-
which is all our records together, all our choice.
Well, it's a slow week for news.
There you go. So there you go. This is everyone's records together under our own banner. So we've got Chrome
Aw.
Dome, Trailbreaker, Warpath,
That's cool.
and then Daniel with RC.
It's a shame we can't see the Wreckers badge for the Transformers the Show logo in the way.
There we go. So pictures will be on Instagram and Twitter and the usual
Definitely.
Yeah, crime
This will be contentious with that dodgy trailbreaker. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, thank Christ you said Daniel. Because that one will go down the storm with the
I
fandom.
brought it back. I saved us.
All right. Mr. Warpath hasn't got much to go on either, mate. Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry, but if you're trying to suggest it's worse than Trailbreaker and frigging Daniel.
Daniel's
look at guns. Look at
It's the way you so passionately argued for it as well.
Everyone's
It's like
gone.
you really believed it.
Probably just us now in the chat. There's no one else left, is there?
No, there's lots of people commenting.
Yeah, people
Love
are still,
for Artfire.
Yeah, everyone. Artfire. Yeah.
The poor man's
Artfire
Inferno.
would be a good choice. Yeah, but he's poor man's choice. But yeah, I would accept Artfire.
If Inferno's in there, we need to chuck Smokescreen in there. They partnered up in G1.
Artfire would be, especially with Target Master.
If you think if you think you've got a better record choice, then post it in the chat, and then
If you've got something that
I
could
will.
Trailbreaker.
Oh, you're talking to the audience.
and we will disagree with you. So
We'll tell you why you're wrong.
Right, that's it for the show. Have I missed a section?
Forever.
Yeah, that's it. See you never again.
It's been a great roll, guys. Thanks for
We've gone out in a high with Daniel.
Yeah.
Got out as if we're high.
Mate, as I say, yeah, sounds like you've been smoking.
Right.
The chronic. Anyway.
Loads of great loads of great more ideas coming in. Great more ideas. The best greats. Best of the greats. Right, we need to go to bed. If you want to go to Transformers,
You're not my mom. You can't tell me what to do.
No, bed. Bed.
No.
Paul,
Friday, I get to stay up late.
If you turn around and say the same thing to your son, he might do that.
Parenting bants.
Parent pants.
He's got the aloe vera. He got burned.
Right.
Thanks for watching.
Why have you come back? Go away. So, if you're on Facebook, if you go to Transformers the Show or TF UK, the best Facebook group. What's the Twitter, please, Jimmy?
Transformers the Show. So it's TF Show UK.
And the Instagram, Alexis?
It's Transformers the Show. So Transformers, and then it's just space. The space show. So don't write space, just put Transformers the Show.
I promise.
We need a little logo.
The IQ of our viewers just got insulted.
Oh,
God.
Should we watch that interview?
Having some difficulty with this.
You know, I think
It seems pretty self-explanatory. But if Paul's watching this, then I'm doing this totally hard panther. I'm gonna say totally hard panther.
Yeah, so, but
What did I say? Maybe I had it. That was right. Start with, maybe that was the correct. So let's go there.
Oh, it starts to go sideways from there.
Really so.
And he's just a sweet, funny guy. He's really talented, and people enjoy watching us together, so it's cool.
Good night.